Good morning everybody, welcome to another video. It's about 5:45 now, very chilly morning down here on the River Wye, as you can see. Steam coming off the river, big moon up there. Dawn is not far away, and I've come down nice and early to try and winkle a barbel out before the sun gets up. Really, that's the idea. We've got a day at it here, stretch I've never fished before. Just set eyes on it now. Did a little bit of looking at it on Google Maps last night and just to suss out where to start, and I've decided that probably the best bet is this bit of fast water we've got in front of us here. Haven't cast in yet, don't know how deep it is, but I'm assuming it's going to be deep enough to hold some fish, certainly this time of the day anyway. So yes, we're on the trail of the barbel. So I think without further ado, I'm going to get cast in, and when it gets a little bit lighter we'll run through the gear. Now, we're set for a very, very sunny day today. In fact, I can't see a single cloud in the sky at the moment. So I think things could be tough going. The plan will be to barbel fish early and late. And I think in the middle of the day, I'm going to do a bit of trotting for the chub, but that'll be for the next video. I do like to split these things up, being very different disciplines that they are. Right, first cast. Again, I had a day today to come down here, and the stretch wasn't booked, which is why I'm here. No other reason than that, really. Right, let's drop this out. Hopefully there's a little bit of depth out there. Not a lot, to be fair. The river is very low at the moment. I do like the thought of fishing in this faster water, but I think it's probably about 3 foot deep at the most in that. So we may be barking at the wrong tree here, but with no prior knowledge, just don't know. Give it half an hour here anyway, and then see what happens. We've had a knock already. Oh, we're getting knocks. Certainly some fish here. Seemingly chub. Oh wow, owl. Barn owl's just gone across. Beautiful. Flew across the river and landed in the tree behind me. Not put any bait in as yet either, just purely the feeder. I don't want to be baiting up somewhere that's sort of 2.5 foot deep. Once the sun's up, we'll have a good suss out of this stretch. I think with the river so low as it is at the moment, relatively clear, although it's got this horrid tinge of brown to it, but it's very low. I think the oxygenated water, the faster water, is going to be the place to fish. Let's have another cast, see if we can find some slightly deeper water. That seems very shallow there. Proper chilly morning, this proper autumn feel to the morning. Oh, look at my nose running so cold. There's not much depth there at all. It's a bit of a dilemma, I think. Do we fish the deeper water or do we fish the faster water today? So, I had a little bit of a move downstream. Didn't give it long enough for the swim. It's the time of day where need to try and nick a bite. I didn't nick one, so I've moved a bit downstream. A little bit of a cop out, but I've moved to, oh, just seen a fish move over there now. A little bit steadier water, but looks like a reasonably well worn swim. And it's a bit of a trek from the car park, which tells me that it must be reasonable. Either out that or everyone who sits in here has a rubbish time. So I'm going to get this out into the flow, which is about 2/3 of the way across. Well, that was about halfway, but oh, there's some depth in there, yeah. Right, fingers crossed. We can nick a fish before that sun gets up and the mist burns off. So I think we may struggle. There's a bit of depth in here, so if it does hold some fish, it won't be too bad. There's a lot of cover on the other side though. I'd imagine all the fish will push under there. But again, this looks a reasonable place to have a bit of a trot. Double-edged sword, isn't it, when you're fishing new swims and new stretches. It's great fun to suss out new spots, and it gets very, very tiresome fishing the same old places over and over again, but also you have no knowledge, do you? Nothing to go on at all. None of the early clangs and rattles that we were getting in the other swims. That's a bit of bacon. Flick a few pellets in. Now I know roughly how deep it is. It's got to be at least 5 foot out there. It's not that much flow, so I can get them out in a catapult. I've got some hemp as well, but I brought some garlic hemp with me, but I think I'd struggle to get it out that far. I've got a bait dropper with me. I think I'd struggle to get it over there. You know what, guys? Every swim I fish, no matter where it is, every swim I fish, I pick up mono. Absolutely everywhere. I don't know why people can't take it home. If I can see it, I'm sure the person who's dropped it can see it. That's my moan over. Well, surprisingly quiet. No chubby clangs, no rattles, no nothing. It's a bit strange. Thought we'd have had at least an indication by now. I love mornings like this with the mist rising off the river. Really reminds me of when I was a kid. Getting up in the middle of the night, or so it felt like. Get down the river and it's steaming. Wonderful. Very evocative. So guys, I've had another move. Moved just a little way upstream. Because the first time I wound in that last swim, I wound straight into a snag. Managed to get my gear back, snap my hook link, but got on my gear back. But obviously there's fish there, I don't want to be dragging them through a snag. So I'll get a new hook link on. try again. I did move it a bit, so I imagine it's an old tree or something. Not necessarily a bad thing though, because of course if there's an old snag down there, then that's potentially a good fish holding area. Right, new hook link on. These hook links are the ones I tied up. I'm sure you've seen me tie up before. If not, I'll stick a link up there. My homemade hook links. Also got my standard Barbel running ledger rig on. Again, I'll stick a link up there for you if you don't know what I'm talking about. Show you how to tie it up, what I use. I've got some Dynamite Hotfish GLM boilies for use on the hook. They're glugged up in their matching liquid. I've got some paste which I've made from the boilies. Some paste wrapping boilie in. Now these don't come with a matching paste, so you have to make your own paste if you want paste. But you can make it from the boilies. Again, I'll stick a link to the video where I'll do that. I'll stick that up above as well. Up there so you can have a look. Right, let's try again. Try not to get snagged up this time. It's the wider, isn't it? Some swims are just absolute tackle graveyard. Punch out. Well, 5 seconds for that to get to the bottom, so must have some reasonable depth to it. I'll keep a fairly tight line. Hold on to the rod. Haven't got too much longer before that sun comes up. I think our chances will reduce drastically for catching a barbel. First indication. Oh, there's a clang. Very chubby. I think what I'll do is I expect the canoes to start around, I don't know, 9:30, something like that. And clearly I can't fish out there when this canoe's coming through. It's going to wipe me out. So as and when they start, it's about 7 o'clock now, just as an update. As and when they start, I'll go for a wander, see if I can find anywhere, possibly fish closer in. But I think really we're sort of getting to the point where barbel time's over with for the day now, with the river in this condition, with clear sky. So a knock then. I think it'd be a case of leaving it then till this evening. Canoe should die off late afternoon. As I mentioned, in the middle of the day I'll get the stick float out, we'll do some trotting and see what we can pick up on the float. But as I mentioned earlier as well, that'll be for the next video, which will be out in a few days. Yeah, some depth out there. I've not had a proper bite yet. That very first swim we were in, I'm getting loads of clangs and rattles and bangs straight away. I do know the from experience, the better pegs on the Y. Places where you really bang up, you do bag up, you do tend to get lots of rattles pretty quickly. I said that I'm getting some. I think I'll give it another 10 minutes in here, then we're going to have a wander. Fortunately, it's clouded over a bit, so the sun's not as bright as it could well be. I'll have another 10 minutes in here. It does look a good spot, this. Sort of below some shallow water. So it should be oxygenating. There's enough depth for some fish to be in here. Feel comfortable sort of being here. Right, nothing happening here. But yeah, I do like this peg. As I say, it's just the deeper water below some shallows. I'll keep the bait going in here, I think. Trickle it in during the day. Maybe I'll be one to fish this evening. But, you know, mate, bait and weight is not my game at all. Bait and go and do something else while you're waiting. That's my idea of what to do. Before we go, I'll just show you the gear I'm using. I've got my Free Spirit Barbel Tamers, 12 foot, 2¼ pound test curve. Will cope with absolutely everything that this river can throw at me, and do it in style as well. I've got my Daiwa GS BR LT 5000C reel there, and as I say, I've got a running ledger rig on, and I'm just using Guru gripper feeders at the moment, just the lightest I can get away with for each particular swim. I've got some 2 ounces, some 3 ounces, and back in the car I've got some 4s, and I've got a couple of heavier leads should we need them as well. Right, time for a move. Oh, I'll come back to faster water that we were in earlier. We'll get knocks and rattles in here, won't we? I thought I'd give it another go, because now the sun's come up, I can see that I can't see the bottom. That makes sense. Although it is only about 3 foot deep, I would say. It's very gravelly, which of course we know Barbel like. So let's have a go. Just for a few minutes. As we walk back upstream. Not too much up there at all, but as I say, can't actually see the bottom, so that would give the fish some confidence, I would think. There's certainly some fish topping here earlier. Blimey, look. We're on already. Sure, it's a little chub, but there's some fish here. Geez, a very little chub. They certainly seem to like it in this flow, clearly. There's fish of the day, so I'm not going to complain at that, no matter what size it is. There we are. Eyes bigger than his belly. Fabulous. So I've come upstream, up above the fast water. It's still moving at a reasonable pace up here, as you can see. Just thought, come and give it a go here. sort of easily accessed swim, and about the closest swim to a park. And they're often the ones that get fished the most. So the ones that most bait goes in. It's a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy then. There looks to be a bit of depth to the water. So we'll have a go. Nothing ventured and all that. Need to cast that too far, I don't think, by the looks of it. It's just a little swing. Yeah, I would say that's about 4 foot deep, maybe 5. Well guys, we're back. It's about 7:15. Got 2 hours, maybe 2.25 hours this evening. Back on the feeder. Now I've spent the last few hours this afternoon trotting. That won't be part of this video, that'll be part of, or will be the next video. So I should look out for that, because it was quite a good session, I have to say. Really enjoyed it. It's a cracking session. That video will be posted a few days after this one. But yeah, for now, hopefully in the next couple of hours we can have a barbel or two. I've decided to stick it out in the one swim that I found very productive when I was trotting. I did fish some of the fast water when I was trotting as well, but it's very quiet. But this particular swim is a cracker, so I figured I'd sit it out in here for a couple of hours this evening, see what we can winkle out. As I say, hopefully a barbel. Gonna fish either a paste wrap boilie or a bit of meat, most probably paste wrap boilie. Groundbait feeder, obviously. Got some shrimp and krill groundbait with me this time. Usually use cheesy garlic, again from the Dynamite big river fish. I'm not sure which river it is. Range, but unfortunately where I get it from they didn't have any cheesy garlic, so I went with the shrimp and krill. Give it a try. Literally hitting this as the feeder hits the bottom, or on the drop even. Absolutely chewed to pieces. Good sign though, or nearly had me striking them. What I have discovered is there's a sort of shallower bit about 5 yards downstream out in the river. A little bit shallower, and I just got snagged up on something down there as well. I don't know if it's some rock coming out or quite what it is, but we shall have to be a bit careful of that. Could be anything, couldn't it? Absolutely anything. Old tree stump, someone's shed, an old caravan. Could be anything. Anything that floods have picked up and brought down. The river's actually dropping. It's gone down noticeably since I've been here. It's absolutely rocking down there with fish. The way my tip, my tip is literally, I hope you can see, it's literally not still at any point in time. I'm sure they're just smashing into the feeder, they're smashing the paste on the boilie. I'm sure it's only little fish. But it's a good sign. Got the swim rocking. Just been feeding with assorted sized cheesy garlic pellets, which everything between sort of 3mm and 8mm, and been feeding with those and hemp, garlic hemp. Put about a pint of garlic hemp in, I suppose. About the same of pellets, probably a little bit less, maybe half a pint of pellets, just over the space of the day. Well, I daren't. I was just thinking perhaps I should fish a pellet, maybe an 8mm pellet, but I daren't. Looking at this tip, I'd be catching fish this big every 5 minutes. The sun's off the water now. I think hopefully the barbel will start moving. It's been such a bright and sunny day, I think we wouldn't have done anything today. These are proper clangs as well in here. This is a 4-ounce tip in here. And they're proper pulling it round. Blimey. Well, I thought this was a barbel at first, and then I thought it was a chub. Well, now I'm really not sure. I think it might be a barbel. It's a good impression if it's not. Maybe just a chub. It's probably pulling though, if it's a chub. No, this can't be a chub. Oh, blimey. That is a barbel. Fantastic. Absolutely pulling my arm off. Not a big one, but this is what we come for, isn't it? Wow. That's a nice one. Come on, you. Such beautiful colour. Coppery colour. Saw the net and changed his mind. Yeah, should. Yay! Wonderful. Wonderful stuff. Well, he's very well rested. Very feisty character. Fantastic. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. One of a few, I hope. Fantastic. Well, playing that barbel has made all the tapping and the rattling calm down a little bit. It's been absolutely crazy before, but it's calmed down a little bit now. It's still getting taps like now, but it is actually sitting still, my quiver tip, at certain points. Well, I thought that was a chub at first. Still not convinced. Tore off. It is a chub, I think. Yeah, it is. Absolutely tore off, didn't it? Blimey. Giving up now. Come on. Exact opposite of the barbel. The barbel gave a chubby bite and the chub gave a very barbely bite. Well, not barbel, but a proper chub. Wonderful stuff. What's this? Chub, I think. I think it is. I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure. No, I don't think it's a chub. Where is it? Giving up. I think it's a small barbel. Yeah, it's a barbel. Just a little one, I think. Wow. Got him. Fab brace of barbel. There we are. No monster, but very wiry nonetheless. Fantastic. Did a good chub impression at first. Wonderful stuff. Well guys, that's me done. It's curfew time. Swim is still rocking. Still getting lots of taps and bangs and rattles and chubby pulls, but we've not had another fish. But we had those two lovely barbel and that fantastic chub as well. I think, to be honest, given the weather, given the river conditions, if you'd have offered me that this morning, I'd have took that. I think I'd took a brace of barbel and a big chub like that. Definitely. And of course, you haven't seen the video of the middle of the day yet, the trotting video. That's to come for you. That'll be out in a few days, but suffice to say that was cracking as well, absolutely cracking. So for a first visit to a new stretch, I'm really pleased with that. I thought perhaps might be able to winkle a barbel out this morning as well in the half light, but it's very difficult not knowing a stretch. But of course now I do know it. Perhaps it'll be different next time around. But as I say, the next video will be the trotting video, and it's definitely worth a watch, I have to say. But for now, all there's left to do is to say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your fantastic support, and I'll see you all again very soon.